Have you ever stopped mid-crunch to wonder why this beautiful mess of tortilla chips, melted cheese, and jalapeños is called a nacho? It's not a description of the food. It's not an ancient Aztec word for delicious. It is actually a guy's name. Specifically, a nickname for a very stressed-out maître day working a shift near the Texas border in 1943. Let's talk about the real nacho. To find the origin, we have to go back to World War II, 1943 to be exact. Just across the Rio Grande from Eagle Pass, Texas, was a vibrant Mexican town called Piedras Negras. It was a popular spot for Americans from the nearby Fort Duncan military base to cross over, grab a drink, and eat. One afternoon, a group of regular customers, wives of the U.S. soldiers stationed at the base, walked into a popular spot called the Victory Club for a late afternoon snack and some drinks. There was just one massive problem. The restaurant's chef was nowhere to be found. Enter the hero of our story, the maître d'hôtel, Ignacio Anaya. Now, in the Spanish-speaking world, Nacho is the standard universal nickname for anyone named Ignacio, much like Bob is to Robert or Dick is to Richard. So, Ignacio, Nacho to his friends, was standing in a kitchen with hungry customers, no cook, and a seriously limited inventory. Nacho didn't want to turn the guests away, so he improvised with what he could find in the kitchen. He took some corn tortillas, cut them into triangles, and fried them up. He arranged them on a platter, covered them generously with shredded Wisconsin cheddar cheese, and topped each individual chip with a slice of pickled jalapeño pepper. He popped the whole plate under the broiler until the cheese was perfectly melted and bubbling. When he served it to the women, they absolutely loved it. They thought it was a culinary stroke of genius. As they were devouring the crispy, spicy creation, one of the women asked, "Nacho, what do you call this excellent snack?" Nacho, thinking on his feet, replied with what he called the dish, Nachos Especiales, or Nacho's Specials. The dish was a massive hit. Eventually, the name was shortened from Nacho's Specials to just Nachos. The recipe quickly spread across the border into Texas, appearing on restaurant menus as early as 1948. But the real explosion happened in the late 1970s. A businessman named Frank Liberto figured out a way to create a modified, shelf-stable liquid cheese sauce that didn't need to be broiled. He debuted it at a Texas Rangers baseball game in 1976. Purists might argue that pump cheese isn't what Ignacio had in mind, but it's what took his namesake from a regional Mexican specialty to a global stadium and movie theater empire. Ignacio Anaya never tried to patent the dish, though his son did try later on, only to find the recipe had already escaped into the public domain. Ignacio went on to open his own restaurant called El Moderno, and today there's even a bronze plaque in Piedras Negras honoring his contribution to the world snack game. October 21st is even celebrated as International Day of the Nacho. So, the next time you're splitting a massive platter of loaded chips with your friends, remember, you're not just eating a snack, you're keeping the legacy of a remarkably resourceful maitre d' named Ignacio alive. Thanks, Nacho. For more interesting videos, hit subscribe.